I may not be a saint.
Former Delta State Governor Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa says he knows those behind his probe by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Okowa disclosed that he is not afraid of investigation of the anti-graft agency because he served unblemishedly with meager resources in the state during his tenure.
I am not afraid to be investigated. I may not be a saint. Our Lord Jesus Christ only can claim to be a saint. But I know that I stepped out in there as governor with a full hope and desire to work with the people, not believing that I was going there alone, but to work with the people to give the best to ourselves in this state within the limits of our resources. And together with all Deltans, we work together to achieve the best we could achieve in the very difficult circumstances in this state for 8 years. I still remember, but probably a lot of people have forgotten, and the people who are speaking now don't want to remember, that we had a very difficult 2.5 years. From May 29, 2015 to end of September 2017, where the resources coming, every resource of the state put together could not pay salaries of people. We had to sit down with the workers who saw it for themselves and they agreed to start receiving what they call net salary, which is just about half of their salary. For 2.5 years, we did that. When things improved by the special grace of God by 2018, we started to pay the backlog, not only of salaries, but we started paying back the backlog of pensions. We had pension arrears that was about close to 100 billion. That was a renegotiated arrears, but it was more than that. And we had to start paying across through the rest of the 8 years. So when we first saw the flash on the news, because when I was invited to the EFCC, first I was just trying to put up a statement, they put the flash on the Okowa as detained. I knew it was political. I had known that it was political before I even came back. Because while I was overseas on holidays, they had already said out, one small boy they call Fejiro that is paid to do all these dirty things, had already written and published that I have been detained for 3 days. Meanwhile, I was overseas, I had not even been invited by EFCC. But they were planning the groundwork for a media trial. I'm not afraid of the media trial because the truth will come out. Neither am I afraid of the investigation because I know that we did the best we could within the limits of human ability, and I'm confident that by the special grace of God, our government set out in the best interest of the people and we did things according to law. So I fear no investigations at all. Neither do I have anything against the EFCC. Oh, people say, why don't you go to court? I said, no. They have the right to carry out the investigation and let them go on. And they have been doing that since last year.
The ex-governor and People's Democratic Party (PDP) vice presidential candidates during the 2023 general elections described the allegations made against him as malicious and politically motivated to give him tough times.
The petition that they prefaced this thing on was a petition written as far back as last year. I may not go into details about how the petition and how they decided to begin to unearth things and to push everything. The only unfortunate thing is that it's principally from Deltans, and we know them, those that we fought, and they believed that Dr. Okowa and you people here with our current governor should not have been able to install a governor in Delta State. But as God willed it, we were able to work together and we got victory and Governor Sheriff is on seat. So they connived with their friends. But the unfortunate thing is that one of our sons, I'm not going to mention the name, one of our sons is deeply involved in it. I have every information. It's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. But at every point in time, God has a way of speaking. Because when a man sets out to help, and eventually you try to pay that help with evil, the battle is for the Lord and not for me. And I'm confident of what I say. Because most times in politics, I try to do my best. As I said, I may not be a saint, but I try to go on the path that I feel is right. And I believe in forgiving people. Yes. Although there are so many actions I take for people come around me and say, oh, you took a wrong decision. But why I will not blame myself is that I learned to forgive and move ahead. But to God be the glory. But if somebody does you good and you hurt the person, the fight is that of God and not mine. So putting these ones aside, how does on earth, how can somebody go out there and communicate to the world that somebody misappropriated 1.3 trillion naira and put it to the pocket? The question is that, do they even know what those figures are? 1.3 trillion? That is a minimum, if you calculate it, goes to about 16 billion on a monthly basis for 96 months. The fire, how do you even get it out? Even if you had it. How do you bring it out on a monthly basis if you even had it? But a very unfortunate incident that is the communication out there. And unfortunately, some uninformed people will tend to believe such. But I'm not going to join issues with them because investigations on. But I've asked my CPS, my CPS, who was able to put out a summary of the various expenditures that we had. We declared what we had through the tenure, including fact receipts, internally generated revenue, loans that were taken, and loans that were paid. Everything was declared in that. And we had a total through that period of 8 years, a total of 2.6 trillion naira. So what they are saying that half of the money was just taken and put into Dr. Okowa's pocket. How is it possible in a governance system? The question is that the monies that were there for the capital expenditure that we're seeing, the salaries that were paid, the pensions and social benefits that were paid, all running into billions of naira. The loans that were received that were paid, because we spent a total. The loans that I also met that were restructured, we paid a lot of money back on those loans. The ones that we took and also paid back, if you put it together, all those loans, it comes to about 300 and something billion. So all these things that have been put out there, and since he sent those things out, they have not been able to speak again. The only thing I heard somebody was saying, oh, that they didn't say he misappropriated 1.3. Some said it was 500 billion. When the communication came out, they now said it's no longer 500, it is 40 billion. You see, it's crazy. But to God be the glory, the communication has been put out there. But the important thing is that some people were set out to cash in on this invitation to do a media trial. But they have failed already. I want to reassure you that I'm not disturbed at all. I have my peace. You have just added to that peace that is in me. Because our language, so we're saying I have been seeing people. People have come. I've been very happy and I'm thankful to them all. But this visit by this political family is the real salt that has been put into the soup, and the soup now has a wonderful taste.
Okowa debunks all fraud-related allegations levied against him.
They've accused me of many things, and it's very unfortunate that those things are things that are easily verifiable. And they have come in on their investigation, and I've asked them to investigate everything. This estate, thank God I own a building here. I don't deny my building is there in my code of conduct, Bureau Fund Declaration, but they say I own the whole of Liberty Estate. But unfortunately, when they came in, the first thing that struck them was that every building in Liberty Estate has a different design. So obviously it couldn't have been an estate owned by one person. And they went round to ask. And they saw that the buildings belonged to different people. It is very unfortunate. Even mommy here, mommy Kachiko is here. The son's estate in Abuja, they say it belongs to Okowa. And I'm aware that that estate, that particular land and the building started even before I got into the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Premium Trust Bank, they say I own Premium Trust Bank. All kinds of accusations, terrible thing. And even to the extent that I own 2 hotels in Asaba here, I don't even know the names of the hotel. When they called the names of the hotel, I was struggling. I think Charles Adiago did a good job at trying to say that. Because I don't, throughout my time as governor, when I close, I don't go around. So I don't know the names of hotels in the town because I didn't have any need to sleep in any hotel. People know me around. So when they call the names for me, I don't know. One of them, I think they kept on repeating it. So it's Barrister Odom who was with me yesterday that told me it is this hotel. I said, I don't even know where it is. Neither did I know the name. So it's all funny. So it's very unfortunate that we are where we are, where petitions can just be scribbled and written anywhere. But we have also asked them that as we investigate, also call these people to come and defend what they have written. So that if they are found wanting, EFCC should also charge them to court for giving the wrong information. Because apparently they are not going to give you a full disclosure of the names. So we just hope that they invite them to come and do the defense.
The EFCC is probing the ex-Delta State Governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, over alleged diversion of the sum of 1.3 trillion naira. He was also accused of failing to render accounts of the funds, as well as another 40 billion naira he allegedly claimed he used to acquire shares in UTM floating liquefied natural gas. The EFCC had since granted the ex-governor bail after seizing his international passports. Jude Aweke, reporting for VOS TV News, Benin.